What's going on, guys? It's Smash Podcast, and this is going to be a new podcast having to do with nerdy culture, anime, and yes, movies and TV shows. And today I'm going to be joined by the insightful Soul King, Bloody
What's up?
Knuckles, and their little anime noob operation.
What
And
up,
where
what
the
up, what
fuck
up?
the rest of his name is. Anyway,
Wow.
I want you to go ahead, turn up that volume, buckle in that seatbelt, and we're going to get started. Today's topics are going to include the Black Panther and Puncher trailer. We're going to talk about Netflix wanting to invest $8 billion and have 30 shows in production. And we're going to also talk about that crazy show and Hit's utter defeat. Anyways, let's get started with what everyone's been watching. So what have you been watching, Bloody Knuckles?
Currently right now with the new season just starting up, fall seasons for superhero, Flash, Arrow, all that's coming back right now. You got the fall season of anime starting up, Black Clover, so good, killing it. You got season 3 of Food Wars. A lot of good things right now going on.
All right. What about you, Soul King?
Mine's is pretty low. I would say Baruto. I'm trying to find a nice scary TV show, but haven't found any. The Gifted.
Man, American Horror Story isn't doing it for you?
I can't. That girl's always screaming, man. Fucking annoying.
She always screaming. Well, she's triggered by Trump. She's seen clowns. I don't know what the hell's going on. What about you? You've been on that Naruto grind, haven't you?
I have. I've been no life in Naruto Shippuden for like the longest now. It's been short for like a recent season because it just started great. 4th Ninja War, I believe. Like Naruto and like Kill Me Fine broke out of the island. So it started picking up a little bit. And after that, I finished, what was The Flash not too long ago? That's pretty good. Also, that show.
I need to get into The Flash. I forgot about that.
I don't know why, but everybody in that show is like a pathological liar. Like every episode, 2 or 3 like cast members are lying about some shit, and like they never catch on to it. But oh well. But that's what I've been doing lately.
Yeah, man. And hey, we're being super G fanboy, even though he sucks. Okay, he left. He knew. Anyways,
Yo, he's on that old DSL shit right now.
I've been watching the trash retail. I'm on about the last season, and I gotta tell you guys, I don't know how the show was ever popular. This is straight trash. Were you guys the reason? Or did you just give up on Fairy Tail immediately?
Oh, I gave up on Fairy Tail almost immediately, dude.
How many episodes did you make it?
3. I could not get into it. Like, here's the thing about it. Okay, one of my roommates, he loves that show. He's seen all of it. I've seen bits and pieces after that, and I can't do it. Like, it's so entwined in like the fact of the power of friendship beats all that it's just annoying.
Bro, it's just friend service. That's all the show is.
I wish it was that because I could sit through that. High School DxD has a better storyline than fucking Fairy Tail.
The shade. What about you, Soul King? You the insightful one on anime.
Fairy Tail, complete trash. I just want to let you guys know that. I tried watching. I thought Natsu was pretty cool, but then I found out about that. What's the fucking Gray? He's always taking off his shirt and shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, what is this? I was like, I only watched like 4 episodes and I just dropped it.
For some weird shit. Super G, are you here now, bro? Oh man, it's that Vegeta fanboy in him. He can't talk. Anyways, let's get into this Dragon Ball Super special. We had Jiren face off on Goku, and man, was this a one-sided fight for the half of it. We're gonna skip on Soul King for now because we all know what he's gonna say. What about you, Bloody? What's your thoughts?
See, from the 1 hour special when he was fighting Goku, like the fact that they introduced someone as powerful as Jiren, because we already knew how strong he was because everyone was hinting at it, but actually seeing him actually start going all out when Goku started giving it his all was cool, and it was scary, especially when he was able to take the spirit bomb, just no hesitation, no issues with just his mind. Like, that's ridiculous. But when you see
eyes, right? He just Goku, looks at that shit and he propelled it.
Fucking just like, nope, straight slap that shit right back. But just seeing Goku disappear in the spirit bomb itself and then just go Ultra Instinct that made all the gods freak out. He started
Yeah,
giving
I mean,
Jiren
you had
hell.
Split, right? And actually, Beerus was worried when Goku disappeared. You know, you actually saw emotion from that damn cat.
Yeah, he
But,
was just like,
you
couldn't
know,
feel
pretty
him.
good
Couldn't sense
stuff,
him anymore
right?
in the universe. Yeah, it was good
Uh-huh.
stuff.
He probably went to another dimension, though. That's my theory, where he went.
Oh, yeah, let's get to that, Operation. What's your theory on this shit?
I mean, like, it's just, I really just formulated like a little while ago, but we all know he's not dead. So he pretty even went on our plane of existence, just another dimension at that point. But it's like, at this point, we really don't know much because they don't explain nothing in the show. They don't flesh nothing out. So our guess is good. Anybody else's in this point, though. But my question to panel is, do you think Vegeta's going to dolphin dive to a spirit bomb to achieve his ultimate goal? That's my question.
Well, as we know right now, he's on Google currently searching how to go Ultra Instinct.
I mean, you think that Beerus would be Beerus would be on the Google for that shit. Because that's what Whis has been trying to teach him how to do for years, and he can't get to it.
But I don't know if Vegeta was to, I don't know, that defeats his whole character. He's just uptight. I don't know.
Man, either way, as you know, but when we go on, you know, my theory on the whole Ultra Instinct thing is like, you know, if we look at Gar back in the heyday of Naruto when that shit was good, we saw that Rock Lee at one point went unconscious. And I think to an extent, Goku was sort of unconscious. Now, remember, back in the heyday of Dragon Ball, Goku had an Ozaru form when he became a big ape, right? Yeah. So what if this is him potentially tapping into that form in like a Super Saiyan sort of way? It sounded kind of different because if you remember, when he did scream, it almost sounded a little bit like the Ozaru form. And we know when he is in that form, he is technically unconscious. He has no memory. And during the fight, he had little to no memory of what the fuck he was doing. And he was moving based off instinct. That wasn't his norm noted by Gohan. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this little theory I had there?
I mean, I could definitely see it because, I mean, if you even look at what they were calling it, they were calling it Awakened. You know, with that alone, just the name, because we were going off the thought that it was called Limit Break. But when they actually showed the episode of the name, it was called Awakened. So I honestly think that it took him out because of the fact that he's no longer in control. Everything was just moving. So I can definitely believe it that he wasn't actually conscious for it.
Yeah, and I'm about to say, let's get Soul King in here. You can rip this shit apart. So go ahead, bro. It's all yours.
That's just a little. That's too much of a reach. I don't know. Like when he revealed himself in UI Ultra Instinct, we seen him, and when he took a step, and he was going to kick Jiren. He noticed that it was like, how the fuck did I do that? It was a surprise to him himself. And then when he also dodged Jiren's move and he started looking at himself, I don't know if an unconscious person would do that at all. Like look at the hands, like, oh wow, how am I doing this?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd go to the Zoro form, but yeah, I mean that does kind of make sense now that I think about it.
I have a bit of crackpot theory. Like, going off theory of saying he's like unconscious, what if his subconscious activated? And like someone activates like inner Saiyan characteristics. I forgot what it was called. Because like it's inner Saiyan, what he was referred to. It was something along the lines of.
I remember he told both Vegeta and Goku their weaknesses, and Goku weakness was he was just way too lax. He was way too relaxed when he's fighting.
Yeah, and Vegeta's way too.
That probably makes it easier for him to tap into the Ultra Instinct than it is with Vegeta, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We have to take into account both Vegeta and Gongwei as of late, you know, they can't really improve their bodies that much. It's almost at their max anyways. They need to improve their mental capacity in fighting. You see, that's what Jiren has down. You notice how he always is meditating. State of mind. Yeah. He's achieved Ultra Instinct naturally. He doesn't have to do shit. That's just how he fights, and that's what makes him that tough opponent. I want to bring this up because, you know, we have our insightful Soul King here. You actually know a thing or two about animation. So what did you think about the animations for once? It has a tendency to have terrible animation.
For this special, it was pretty decent. It was pretty good. I just didn't like how they went back to basically 1988 and kept on doing basically the clash battles.
Can you explain that? You know, for a casual viewer like myself.
The class battles are when they go in the air and they do those thousands of punches, and then they break up, and then it has like a long scene where it shows like shockwaves, and then they go to a scene where they like characters are talking about what is happening and shit like that.
Because you're moving too fast, so you're just seeing all those little
they just tell you what's going on in the scene, but they showed that they had potential of actually doing good choreography when Goku first turned into the Ultra Instinct mode, and you seen that they showed even the little creases in the foot. They showed him dodging a punch. They showed even Jiren throwing out multiple punches while standing still. They showed us that they can do good animation, but they just, I guess, don't want to do it or whatever.
Yeah,
I'll discuss no joke.
And I'm gonna go ahead and transition here. Soul King, little break, because we all know what he's gonna do. But what do you think of Jiren's battle against Hit? Now, I thought this battle was actually pretty awesome for a follow up to the special. You know, Hit was putting in that work, getting his shit pushed back, but he had a plan. What do you think there, Bloody?
I think it was right because what we've seen with Hit is, you know, the way that his fighting style works is he has to be a little bit more thoughtful with it, with the way he uses it, especially if he's going against someone like Goku, who's very headstrong and pushes on the fight. So the fact that, you know, he was willing to take as much of a beating as he was against Jiren to really kind of feel out the fight to get to the point where he was, to where he actually started giving Jiren a little bit of a beating himself. It definitely was a well done fight, especially for the follow up of the Ultra Instinct mode, where everyone was hyped up for months for that. But to see Hit doing work, that's what's up.
Yeah, and Operation, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, so what did you think of the Hit versus Jiren fight? Did you get a chance to watch it?
I did. So, does this mean that Hit is like on the same level as Goku, Blue, times Kaioken, times 20? Does this mean that?
Well, I think above that. I mean,
he was holding his own.
A better job.
Yeah, no, Hit was bodying Goku when he went Kaioken times 20 with Blue, so he's way above beyond that. But I will, before I give it to Soul King, because we all know he's going to tear it apart, I actually... So at one point, you see in place, and he's a Jiren for a good 5-10 seconds. Kaba, they're saying, for right fucking next to him, but instead of like saying, hey guys, blast Jiren the fuck away, go away, and you're on your own. Yeah. So what do you think, Soul? What is wrong with this battle? We know you have strong...
They didn't even have to touch Jiren. All they had to do was, they showed that the fighting platform that they're on is destructible. Blast the fucking floor. Get this man off the stage.
But you already know in Dragon Ball, everyone's watching they're not going to use
that logic. But I don't know.
This stage is indestructible.
Yeah, and it falls apart easily, like crackers. But
like
at the end of, I don't know, like the fight was cool. I just don't like how they kind of changed Jiren's nonchalant attitude to him being like mean and everything. Like, oh, this guy's actually putting in work more than Goku. Like Goku, when he's fighting Goku, man. And his expression was nothing. Like he was like, okay.
He battled Jiren, right? He took him out, and then like we got tournament and he closes his eye. Well, no, he didn't close his eyes just, but he like gets in that meditation form. He looked straight at Goku. You know, everybody wanted to battle is already eliminated. I'm gonna go ahead and meditate. And the ultimate shade throw imaginable in Dragon Ball. He straight up called Goku a bitch.
Yeah, he bitched him. He's like, there's nobody here that can fight me anymore. It's pointless.
That's basically what he did. He just brought.
He's basically like he's the Excalibur right now. He's the Excalibur that everyone wants to grab. But they gotta be worried now.
And up until that moment too, I think too, is that now up until that moment, everyone wanted to fight Goku because he was the one who was shown as being the most powerful, and thought to be the most strong. And then after that, after the fight with Jiren, everyone wants to go after Jiren now, but he's not even giving anyone the time of day to even look at. That's where the shade throwing really steps up. Is they're not even worth the time to even glance over.
But they have to break through they gotta break through his force field first, so
that too.
And like as you saw, like those fucking Universe 2 or 4 people tried going to like his shield. They couldn't even touch him. I mean, that's how crazy this dude is in his meditation form. And Goku over here, he just glares angrily like, I'm not good enough for you? Well, guys.
First, he's hiding behind rubble, looking.
No, like, I'm not good enough. How dare you, Jiren? I went Ultra Instinct. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
No, there's something special.
Hey, and we're joined by the one and only Mr. Petty himself all day.
The Winter Soldier. How you doing, man?
I think you guys
all right.
need it.
He's Mike's muted.
You got Mike muted. He's busy. He's a busy man. Anyways, Bloody, you actually want to bring up some One Japan. Want to go ahead and take that?
Yeah. So I've been looking around and getting some news. So it was announced that Studio Madhouse isn't actually doing the animation for season 2 of One Punch Man, as well as they're switching directors from the original one who did the first season. So I wanted to see what everyone was thinking about that with it, because the animation from Studio Madhouse for season 1 was fantastic and phenomenal choreography for everything they put into that. With them switching studios so early on, what's everyone's thoughts on that?
Why did this happen? Like, they had a good team going on. They decided to switch it up. Like, does anyone know why they switched them up?
No, they didn't give any sort of information on why they were wanting to switch it up. Just the fact of that it was transitioning over to a new director and a new studio.
Do you know what studio it is?
They haven't announced yet, from what I was reading.
I think this is. I don't know why they would do some crazy shit like that, but I think hopefully they can bring over some of the animators that made it great. Because I know some of the animators, they're just based on like sometimes contract, and they work with they're just known to work with like Madhouse and stuff like that. But I don't know. Hopefully this studio.
But it's going to a new director and everything. You know, One Punch Man season 1 was so phenomenal. I'm just worried. Like, will my quality go down?
Yeah.
The story wasn't. What made it great was the animation, the fights, and of course, the humor. But if any of those go down, I don't know. Soul King, do you think the show will survive?
Honestly, the first episode has to be godly. That's the only way.
Yeah,
it has to be like godly.
Like, if it turns to our cookie cutter anime, like use resame animation assets during fights, it's going to die off. Like,
man, that would be the worst outcome. Like,
it'll kill off all of his steam behind
because
it.
One Punch Man was a very unique show. It started off and like I didn't expect what the hell was going to happen. It's such a cool concept. Like, OP.
Actually, they named the guy who's the head of the season 2 animation. I don't know what the fuck he worked on. Tokyo Mew Mew. What? Read or Die? I never heard of these anime ever. Squid Girl.
See, but the original director who oversaw season 1 was already well known, because it was Shingo Natsumi who had oversaw Wolf Children with Studio Madhouse before.
Yeah, this new guy, he's a random. Sorry. He's a random.
Oh wait, hold on. I heard some noise. Is that you, Super G?
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Hey,
I hear you.
Vegeta fanboy, how are you doing, bro? Vegeta's still a
I'm
bitch.
good, man. Just chilling. I've been listening in, so I've been here. Just my mic was tripping, so.
Oh, okay.
Slander.
JC Staff, that's who they announced. I'm looking at the article here. JC Staff is the new studio that will oversee season 2, and they're known for doing Food Wars and Toradora.
That's not like, I know the guy who's the head of the animation team. Like, his most known work is Wolf Rain and Naruto The Lost Story. But
good.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Which man? All right. So Vegeta taking over. We're gonna leave that one alone. Anyways, what else we got here for the topics, guys? What else you got, Bloody?
What else we got here is actually Netflix just announced that they are wanting to increase the prices for their subscriptions because they want to invest $8 billion into new movies, TV shows, and anime, and that they have about 30 different shows in production right now for 2018.
And that marked the end of my Netflix subscription because I'm a cheap ass.
I feel you.
Because they're increasing it. I think it's from $11 to $13.
Oh,
Oh, really?
What is the limit on
Oh.
Netflix?
I know. Didn't they just
Cheap,
increase it
man.
not too
I
long
don't
ago?
know, man.
I'm only watching Netflix just for House of Cards. That's pretty much the only reason why I'm there.
It's a pretty,
That's dope.
it's a pretty nice, some good shows and good movies that's dropping on there. It's a
Yeah.
lot. They're doing that damn thing.
And,
No, I
and
mean
they're
they have
pulling
good
in a lot
shit,
of-
but sometimes they have horrible shit. So I'm like,
Yeah,
why am I paying
trash.
for all of that?
Definitely.
definitely that makes me wonder, why is it on here? But at the same time, the fact that they're wanting to invest, like a lot of their shows from Stranger Things and a lot of things that they're wanting to build is great. Like Stranger Things, it was a surprise. Like everyone was talking about it. I
It was a
watched
hit.
it and I loved it.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
can see why it was so good. And
Yeah, man, I got my fork.
you have
Let's go.
you have a couple of anime shows on there that are Netflix originals, like Seven Deadly Sins. I gave that a shot. I see why people actually like it. It's not bad at all. And if they want to keep investing to do more,
I don't know, man. The first season that wasn't on Netflix was godly. I don't know about the Netflix one. I don't know.
What you got? Wait, didn't they do a Maggie spinoff though? Soul King. I thought that was a Netflix original.
Was it?
It
I don't
had to
think
do
they
with
did.
Sinbad, right?
Nothing
I
that's,
think it's
I
like
think that's
Netflix.
Amazon or yeah. I don't think that's Netflix.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm a Maggie fan. I'm wish to do a season
Maggie's
3 or
very good.
whatever, but that's my
Magi
opinion
was
on
done
that.
by
30
yeah,
shows. That's pretty ridiculous. Like Netflix is becoming, this is practically a TV channel at this. I mean, once it's almost a TV channel. Isn't that kind of crazy to you guys?
Yeah, it is.
Yep, that's the future.
I mean, if there
There's
is
a lot of money to be
My
invested
one
into.
concern about Netflix is when they make anime, they tend to just make it all CGI or CG.
Oh man, fuck.
And
Can you
I
talk
don't-
about that? You actually know about animation.
I don't. It's just CG is basically the cheap way, and it's just the cheap way of doing anime. They don't have to really worry
The
about.
bootleg way.
They don't have to worry about getting all these animators and storyboarders to flesh out the anime. So with that, it's 3D. They can shoot any angle they choose. Perfect example, if you look at the new season, the 2 new seasons of Berserk, that's CG, and it looks complete trash.
Yeah, but I say nobody likes the new Berserk. I haven't even watched Berserk, but I hear all the hate for the new ones.
and that's
And the
Is it
funny-
Ruby? You consider CG? Is that animation considered CG by Ruby?
Yeah, it's CG. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and pull into that topic. Is that with what Soul King brought up, a lot of remakes are coming back, and a lot of them are using that CG, trying to retell either old stories or continue on in recreations. And a lot of them aren't doing well. Berserk being the big one, because one where it started with the remake, he already had the Berserk armor, and it was already starting the Black Knight story
they
arc,
skipped so much.
which is well within the halfway through the original series. Like they skipped so much to get up to that point, and then with the CG, it's not good. And I was like, and I like CG because there's some that I've seen in some animes that it works, but on that one with what they were doing, it was just so poorly done. And Berserk is such a great story.
I don't know. It's like if you ever watch their episodes, it's like I think it's like 3 teams that's working on Berserk. You could actually see some anime, like some legit drawn anime in there, but then that's only like still frames or like sometimes when people talking or like the opening or the closing. But when it comes to action scenes, it gets shitty, like terrible. So I don't know. So one thing I'm looking for this Netflix is Cannon Busters by LaShawn Thomas. That's really it.
What is Cannon Busters? Can you give me a quick summary or something on that?
They had like a quick 5 minutes, but it really wasn't like, it's not like a summary. It just looked pretty dope. It had like some decent ass animation fighters. So,
Interesting.
Speaking of upcoming projects, hasn't Netflix actually released a Punisher trailer? Do you guys get to catch that?
yeah, godly.
Yeah, that's
godly.
good.
Yeah, it's, I think with the
You were in love with that one.
I am, because with the Netflix series of Marvel shows, with them sticking to the more grounded heroes, especially the street level, it's been perfect. But with the Punisher, they have truly captured what made Frank Castle as the Punisher such a great character, because he's a broken man. One, he was left for dead. His wife and his child were killed in front of him by mobsters because of the life that he lived. And now he's going on a full like war against everybody, not leaving anything. And the fact that they showed him, you know, contemplating everything, showing that mental break and what built him there, and that he's still as merciless as ever is just phenomenal. And Berthenol is perfect for that role. When he first showed up in Daredevil season 2 was fantastic, but what they're doing, him leading the show itself, is awesome.
I agree.
I'll say this right now. This might rival Daredevil season 1.
Yeah, this
Based on
might beat
fan
it out.
opinion.
Yeah, this might.
It might.
Beat it out.
It legit
Yeah,
might
because
be.
I haven't been a fan of really much anything they've done since Daredevil season 1.
Season 2 was
Yeah.
all right.
You're a fanboy.
Jessica Jones.
Your mic is what you think.
Jessica Jones was okay. Iron Fist.
Iron
Trash.
Fist is
really don't
horrible.
hate.
Horrible.
Defenders was all right.
Fender was subpar. It was. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna get way more.
Yeah, I was kind of subpar.
Luke Cage. It was
Luke Cage
decent.
was shit until the end.
got
When they got rid of
bored.
Cottonmouth,
They
that
killed
was
Cottonmouth too fast, man. They killed
Yeah, they
Cottonmouth
did.
too fast.
Cottonmouth was the villain.
Yeah,
But,
Cottonmouth was dope,
hold
dude.
on. So my Vegeta fanboy, Super G, it sounds like your mic's working. So what do you think? Let's give you your spotlight.
About what?
About Netflix, about whatever we've discussed. You've been hearing anything.
The Netflix thing I think is pretty dope. I mean, as long as everything works out and everything comes out good, production value is high, then I really don't see a problem with it. As long as they don't Americanize the anime too much, you know,
Oh, boy.
because I'm not too much of a fan of the
Neo
American style of it.
Tokyo.
Yeah. But
Really?
You
Keep
want
talking
this
about that
big
one.
Toblerone?
Toblerone?
I don't know, man. It's all good though. As long as they, like I said, as long as it comes out good, man. If they can give us something similar to One Punch Man with some good
But
comedy. And,
what about that Punisher trailer? What'd you think about that?
say what again?
The Punisher trailer. What'd you think of?
Oh, the Punisher trailer was lit, man. I can't wait for it. I'm excited. Punisher is one of my favorite Marvel characters. And then Baratheon does such a great job at playing him. And I mean, he's just a badass. So anything he does is like badass. So I'm
it's
excited
like the
for
opposite
it.
of, like, so I think they also Marvel just released a Black Panther trailer, didn't they?
Oh my
Minorities
gosh.
rise
Yes,
up.
they did.
Go. Let's get into it. You guys go.
Minorities. Let's go.
Man, I'm stoked, bro. That's all I can say.
Yeah, like when it comes to that, like it is truly one of those things that leave you speechless. They did a
Yep.
great diverse cast. The way that they're setting up everything, finally getting to see Wakanda is the best thing,
Yes.
because Marvel's done a good job of keeping it in cities we already know, and they've built the characters. That's great. Now they're taking us to a character that got fairly fleshed out without needing his own origin story or anything like that, and a country that doesn't exist, that's a mix between futuristic and more tribal, and that has the most advanced tech in the world. The
Yeah, it
fact that
looks
we're
beautiful.
finally getting to see Wakanda and see everything that goes on there is stoke worthy. Like there's nothing else that can be said about that.
And they nailed the culture perfectly too, because I was a little surprised, like, are they gonna mess this up and be like, stereotypical or anything? But they got it perfectly in this one.
What about that warmonger though? I don't know much about the dude, so can you guys explain that to me?
Killmonger.
Or Killmonger?
Killmonger.
My apologies.
Paul Walker.
He was. It's kind of hard to explain, but from the trailer that they are showing us, basically he was somebody he expected to be the next Black Panther. He got kicked out of the tribe, and he's basically jealous. That's as much as I really want to tell.
So he has nothing to do with like the ape tribe. Because remember there was like the white silverback.
No, that's Man-Ape. That's
Okay.
something totally different. But no, Killmonger was originally supposed to, or he thought he was supposed to be the next one to inherit it. And when he basically got disowned from everything, he felt that he had his birthright stripped away from him, and basically wants to challenge the king for
one-on-one fight.
Exactly, in one-on-one.
Well, I mean that too, but along with I don't know how they're gonna portray him, dude, because and what story they're gonna actually tell. Because
That's what
in
I'm
some
saying.
of the
It's kind of
comics,
difficult. It's kind of
yeah,
difficult.
Exactly.
in some of the comics you have, when Claw attacked Wakanda, he pressed Killmonger's father into helping him, and when he did that, Killmonger's father was killed, and that's when they got exiled. So I mean, his family like betrayed Wakanda, and it kind of set up this whole thing where he's an exile, and he felt like it wasn't right for him to be exiled because of what his father did. So he started hating the whole Wakanda like nation or whatever. So I
Yeah.
mean, so it depends on how the movie's going to portray it and tell what story, because they kind of don't really follow the comics too much, and they try to
Well, they
like
definitely pulled their
symbolize it for the casual fans, not so much as like the nerds that read the
yeah.
comics and understand it.
No, I
And
definitely
then of
get what
course
you're
Disney got to
coming
put their own swing on it, turn into a
Yeah.
love story somewhere in there.
Yeah.
from. You're not wrong on that, but at the same time, they've taken a lot of characters that are more obscure, as well as they've also taken character or storylines. Yeah, they've simplified them, but some of them are the more unique storylines, and definitely giving a lot of those aspects that make some of those more obscure storylines great. One,
Yeah,
if you look at Homecoming, they introduced the Iron Spider. No one knew what that suit was. They just knew that it was a shiny new suit. But anyone
Mm.
who, like us, who would have recognized it immediately,
Yeah.
it's Iron Spider. It's their version of the Iron Spider suit. And one, you got to think of the actor that's gonna be playing Killmonger.
he's awesome.
Yeah, he was in Creed.
Chadwick.
That movie was fantastic. He is a talented
amazing.
actor.
Yeah, they picked that cast, dude. I can't speak about like that cast, man. They're so well casted.
Yeah.
It's great
It's
actors.
amazing. It's amazing.
They fit the characters to a T, man. Like I just like Michael B. Jordan, dude. I can't say enough good things about him. I mean, him playing Killmonger, I couldn't pick a better person. And then like I said, they do Killmonger correctly. He is like the perfect adversary to the Black Panther because he is pretty much a Black Panther. Like he studied at like high school of technology, like because you know how Black Panther is like super smart. He did like the same. His journey is pretty much the same. Besides being exiled, like he went to college, he got smart. He has the skills in combat to match Black Panther. This guy's a legit villain if they do him correctly, man. And we can have some of the best fight scenes, some of the best action scenes, some of the best looking costumes.
Ooh,
Man,
armor
I'm just stoked,
looks
dude. Like I can
fantastic.
go on and on. Yes,
Oh,
yes, it does. Dude.
absolutely. Like
Especially when his clothes disintegrate
if
off his
they-
armor. That was lit.
Yeah,
Yes.
and if they do him right, and I have a feeling because the director that they have is a fantastic director. He knows exactly what he's doing, and if they can make that rivalry really shine between Killmonger and Black Panther really stand out, it could be a top rivalry in movies, especially for comics.
Yeah.
Like only on par between.
I
Captain
think this
America
might top.
and Bucky.
I think this might top Iron Man's movie.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Yeah, I believe so.
The first one, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the very
Yeah.
first one.
Okay.
Because
Well,
Iron Man, I hold Iron Man
exist.
really high.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, guys. Black Panther, he is not the most popular of characters in his movie, of course.
He's
But
not.
I would admit, Spider-Man's more popular.
Oh yeah.
Of
He's
But that's
basically fixing
also
Marvel.
Of course.
But that's also
But
you
Black
also got to think that Spider-Man
Panther-
2 has had notoriety for years. Only
Yeah,
people
no,
who
but
know
I'm just want to
Black
get to that
Panther-
point. So during Civil War, Spider-Man, he was there, but that dude's a badass. So I'm just thinking, like, isn't it going to be pretty surprising to see how perform Spider? And that's for an unknown character. So what do you think about that?
I can definitely see it being done with just the way they portrayed him. Because, like I said, with his character for Black Panther, they alluded to his history and origins as a character without needing to show it, just like they redid
Yeah.
in the new Spider-Man movie. They didn't need to do another origin story. We've seen how Peter Parker gets his powers. We
Uncle
know
Ben's
that
been shot too many damn times. We're tired of this.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's established. They have that on lock. Now they're just showing the drive of those characters and pushing that. Because in Homecoming, they captured one of the most core aspects of Peter Parker as Spider-Man is that Peter never felt complete unless he was in the suit being Spider-Man. He always had that drive. Whenever something happened, it pushed him to being in the suit. He felt like he was nothing without that suit. And that's what got Iron Man to kind of, hey, if you're not nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it. And that kind of showed that drive in Peter. Now with Black Panther, we're showing that one, he's trying to show the world what Wakanda can do and what good he can do, and that it's not just this place that's sealed off. He's wanting to open up to the world, but at the same time have it respected. He's trying to lead as a king for his country, the people into a more prosperous age. And then you have, of course, Man-Ape and their tribe, and then you had Killmonger being exiled as one of his most heated rivals. But Black Panther didn't have as much notoriety because of the fact that, one, at that time, he was one of the first ethnic heroes being a black superhero, but at the same time, he didn't have a lot of play in the overall aspect of the Marvel universe, except for the fact that Tony Stark's dad went to Wakanda to get the vibranium there for a shield.
They changed his character a lot because his suit at first was just a regular spandex suit.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, that's what Marvel is doing, especially with this whole Disney thing. Like everybody's suit is like super high tech, man. Like,
yeah. But to be fair, in the trailer, you did see him like 2 blocks, so those could be new.
Yeah.
What's meant for the king. So that is in all fairness.
I don't.
Wait, you ever saw Spider-Man, right?
What was the question again?
Black Panther maybe surpassed Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh yeah.
I could see it. If it doesn't surpass Spider-Man, I definitely think it's going to be absolutely close to it, if not on par.
Because we have to consider Spider-Man Homecoming is like the second highest revenue Spider-Man film ever. So Black Panther, a character that's relatively unknown, comes up to that level. I mean, that's just like, it shows you amazing work that Marvel does, and it gives credit to
the director
in comics. Black Panther is one of my favorites.
Yeah, he is, dude. That's what I was saying. Like when we first got on this topic, man, I could talk about Black Panther on and on and on, like nonstop. You guys think I fan out for Vegeta, man? You guys have no idea, no idea, man. Because like
follow the man.
The Black Panther thing, man. Like it's just his story, dude. Is so good. I mean, I like the whole thing. His tie-in with Iron Man too, because you know their intellectual level. Like you have Mandarin that comes out in his comics that does stuff to Killmonger that I don't want to spoil for people that don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. And like how you guys were saying how like T'Challa he always wants to like he wants the people to know about Wakanda, but like not destroy it and leave it as is and just be this beautiful place. But at the same time, he ventures, back to the States, and he wants to be this figure like outside of Wakanda. And in the process, that's where Killmonger, strikes, because he eventually lets Killmonger come back, lets him back into Wakanda because of the whole like exile and all that. And when he comes back, that's when Killmonger kind of like takes over and he starts killing people and doing all kind of stuff there. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I hope they do this movie like the right way. They do the movie the right way.
I really think that's how they're gonna go. I think he's gonna be accepted back, and it's gonna start going sideways.
Yeah, dude, because I'm telling you, man, like the story that could be told in that, dude. Like,
I really wish they make it like an origin story, but I doubt they can because it would involve Storm.
I mean, yeah,
impossible.
And it is going to be a little bit more out there, but with the way that, and I agree with Super G there, is that he has so much potential because of how he was always written. He always had fantastic stories. It just never sold big enough to really push him, and now he's getting his own.
And they're deep and rich stories at that, man.
Exactly. And now that he's finally getting his own screen time and really getting shown off on what that character can be, it brings in a lot of hope for a lot of more obscure characters that are fantastic in the background that may not get as much attention. Like the fact that they announced the new Avengers team, or the Young Avengers. That's going to be more the comedy show, and they're showing a lot of the more obscure superheroes that are trying to join them. Like the fact that they're casting Squirrel Girl, who I love Squirrel Girl, and she may be the biggest joke character, but she is an enjoyment, right? And the actor that they're getting is the girl who did the T-Mobile commercials, or whichever.
Oh, really?
So it's live action. It's
going to be a live action comedy style superhero show.
Oh boy!
But they're using characters that are entertaining because of the fact that they're jokey in nature anyway, just because of their kind of how they are. But seeing Squirrel Girl actually have a good cast like that is that it gives them a lot of time to really show off those characters that may not be known and really kind of expand that universe in great ways. That's why I'm glad of what they're doing with Black Panther. You know, and I'm glad that's why they've taken the Inhumans, even if it is for the reason that they want to say fuck you to Fox for not giving them the X-Men.
Funny thing about it, a lot of people don't know that Black Panther is probably like one of the best fighters besides Taskmaster.
I mean,
fighters
and on electrical level, man. Like
he's
the
smartest.
What was a Krieger or Skull Commander?
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was.
Bro, Black Panther kicked Captain America's ass, and I can tell you, he would probably kick even Batman's ass if they ever fought.
The only person Black Panther cannot beat is Taskmaster.
Yeah. Taskmaster, and Taskmaster's
is OP.
Many
OP.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're wrong.
But Black Panther has gone toe to toe and kicked Cap's ass, and he's also gone toe to toe with Thor
and Wolverine.
And Wolverine. The only reason he couldn't kick Wolverine's ass is because he couldn't outdo his healing factor, but he outsmarted him, which was the thing. And that's why Logan respects T'Challa.
Man, Black Panther's a shit.
At the way he's just punching him in a metal skull, so I know it's gonna wear on him after a while.
That's why, man, I just hope this movie is just because he's an awesome character. I don't want this to fail because that'll like bury him because he's already like in the back. Nobody really knows nothing about him. So that's why this movie has to succeed. It has to be great, man.
But Civil War was a great introduction to the character, and people have the interest for him.
Oh, absolutely.
And plus, his trailers are always trending.
They go viral.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and they deserve it. And
what
they got is that
an awesome soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack alone, but with this too, if it does well, is it gives the ability to bring in a lot of more diverse ethnic heroes. Because if you look at what we have already, it's all a bunch of white dudes, and there's nothing wrong with that because that's how the characters are. But we can get more diverse characters. That's why you saw, Sam Falcon taking over and as Captain America for a while and has his own comic series. You have Miles Morales, which is arguably one of the best Spider-Mans to pick up the suit instead of Peter. Like, there's so many open doors with this if it succeeds on what it can open for comic movies as well as just characters in general.
Yeah, man. I'm ready. Yeah. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Does anyone else think if Guardians of the Galaxy bombed, none of this would be possible? Does anyone else think that?
Repeat what you said.
Like if Guardians of the Galaxy, like first one, if it bombed, like none of these other movies would be possible. Because that's the first one kicked off these other superheroes no one knows much about.
Yeah, I think it was like the crack in the door. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way, but you may be right because that is Guardians is like a B level. I
never knew about
so
Guardians.
No one knew attention.
Yeah, they were a B level as well as the fact of they changed the characters. Like if you look at the old comics on Star-Lord,
they did change it for sure.
He was basically a grizzled old.
He was a prick.
He was an old war vet that had dark humor and had no problem killing people.
Yeah.
Like, dude was like mentally broken.
For me, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is actually better than the Avengers. Like, both movies were better than both.
Yeah, I can agree, but I'm kind of ashamed to say that because I don't feel like getting beat down with the hammer.
I agree with that. And part of that is because one,
I never had the popular view,
and Bautista together, those two are just something.
Yeah, and we're in the Marvel movie discussion anyway, so you guys want to talk about your thoughts on Thor Ragnarok coming up real soon? I'm fucking pumped for this shit.
About it.
I'm not that hype for it. I probably don't think it feels that way.
Can I go real quick?
What was that?
Can I go real quick? Real quick. Man, I'm hyped for that movie, but not as much as probably anybody else because the other Thor movies just suck to me. I'm sorry.
They're straight trash.
No.
I always have the unpopular view, and in this particular point, dude, those movies suck, bro. Those are like sleeper scenes. I was just like, wow.
The first Thor was decent, and that was good.
Hey,
the second one was trash.
I mean, it passed, dude. It passes as a introduction movie because most of those movies kind of aren't that great.
Yeah.
But If it wasn't for the fact that Thor looks like a underwear model, no one would care about that movie. That's just what it is. If it wasn't for the fact that he was a hunk, no one would care. I mean, when you say Thor now, women turn their heads like, where? You know, like that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time,
so basically, care about fangirls. Okay.
You got to think of the idol that Thor is. He in mythology is a god. You think that he's supposed to be this all powerful, like sculpted dude that's supposed to be like straight from the gods of Valhalla. I mean, the way that they chose him and found Chris Hemsworth to play him, that was perfect. But the way that he looks was what a lot of people figured. You know, maybe not the long golden locks, but that's just the idea of what Thor was. Is that he was this shaped god, you know.
And then the crazy fact that they actually considered Tom Hiddleston to actually play Thor originally, the guy who plays Loki currently.
I remember
that's kind of crazy to think about. But I'm gonna give my honest opinions now. Thor 1 and 2, you can damage control it, but those movies suck ass. I would never rewatch them. Look, I'm looking at the trailers.
I'd rewatch the first one. I'd rewatch the first one, not the second one.
Let me ask you this though:
the trailer for Thor Ragnarok is fire, bro. Like when he dropped down, she's like, "Oh, what are you the god of again?" And he has like all that electricity around him. He's fighting the Hulk. Hulk is going up against this big ass fire demon.
Let me ask you that though: are you more interested in because of you see like the Planet Hulk version of Hulk, or is it just because of Thor?
No, I'm excited for both.
I like Thor though. I like Ultimate Thor.
And
exactly.
You make
it's not Thor, dude. It's Hulk.
No. You make a good point there, Super G. But the thing is, one, I'm excited because the Ragnarok storyline for Thor was really good because one, it showed Thor being basically humanized again. He lost Mjolnir. He took back up the axe for a while before Mjolnir was recreated, and that storyline, the way that they're telling it, I like that they're showing off Hela. Hela has so much to do with Loki and the background pulling strings in the Marvel universe, so that's great to see. And the fact that they're mixing it with Planet Hulk makes it even better because the Planet Hulk storyline is phenomenal.
If I may interject real quick, does this mean there's a possibility we'll get World Breaker Hulk, or they're not ever going to do that?
I don't think so.
I agree with Soul. I don't think so. However, Mark Ruffalo did state that there's going to be a 3-movie arc with Hulk, starting with Ragnarok. That's going to go into the first Infinity War movie, and then whatever Avengers 4 is. So I think that at some point during the Infinity War, we might see World Breaker Hulk.
Oh, that would be lit.
Yeah, so that'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah, I can go through with me. I'll be jumping my seat and everything, fucking screaming and shit. Like, let's go, man, let's go, Hulk, beat their ass. I'm like, nah, I can't say no with me.
Yeah. Well, it's about that time for everyone. So what's everyone else doing? Super G, you got anything going on to say your goodbyes here?
Man, I'm gonna go check out that Tokyo Ghoul movie, the live action movie today.
What? Wait, it's out? It's out?
Yeah.
It's been showing all
the
week.
22nd.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm out of here.
I'm gonna check that out too, Super G. So we're gonna talk next week.
Yeah, bring it back next weekend. I mean, you guys can just find me on Twitter at Super G, and I mean that's pretty much it.
So you got anything going on yourself besides trying to run out, get your ticket last minute?
Dragon Ball Super sucks.
Oh,
on Twitter at Soul King Lives. That's it.
What about you? Oh, Neath the Lees.
Netflix.
Man, you know how it is. I'm going to be working on some videos, reminding the good people out there to keep it broadband, always repping the broadband bullies. And you can, catch me on Twitter at Neathles.
All right. And what about you, Op? You got anything else going on?
I'm going to continue No Life Naruto Shippuden. That's going to be a chore. Other than that, no, you catch me on Twitter dropping into hell.
Boruto sucks.
Oh no, don't do that.
Oh, we're gonna get into it the next episode, but just you wait, audience. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We better have a little civil war on this side.
Which side of the Ninja War are you on, bro?
Oh my gosh, I'm on the side that Boruto sucks. No, I'm just messing around.
All right, man, we out of here.
We out of here, everyone.
It's improving, though. It's improving.
Slowly, we'll see.
Greatly.
All right, laters.